What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. And again, as always, very, very bad timing on my behalf. I do apologise that my review of this track is a little bit late. Just as I go away, you know, literally the day of me leaving, we get, well, supposedly a bit of a banger being released on the store, which is Reaper Doc Ranch. So a little bit of a collaboration work between Reaper Doc himself and King MX. I saw Reaper and King kind of chilling in Discord calls together in the Earthworks Discord. Just looking at this, first impressions as I'm flying around, it screams like Flowvilla V2, which was another King creation. You can kind of tell what track creators are involved. Now, I'm not sure if Reaper had any like hands-on stuff here, if he built anything on the track itself, or if it was more, I guess, like a creative, direction, saying like I'd like X, Y, Z, etc., and then King kind of put it all together for him. I have stayed far, far away from any videos or any opinions related to this track at all, just so I get to experience it for the first time. And it should be good fun. I'm probably going to be a little bit wobbly since I've not played the game in 4 days. I always seem to lose my thumbs for the first couple of laps, but hopefully it should be okay. Having a little quick fly around, it doesn't look like there's anything like super 450 OP-ness wise, if that makes sense. It looks like most bikes should be able to ride around the track no problem. It looks very, very quick, so it should be good fun. And if it's anything to do with like anything similar to King's previous tracks, we should be in for a good time today. So without further ado, let's get into it. So apparently this track is going to be the first of hopefully many to come in the line of RD tracks in general, which is very, very cool. Seeing Reaper get a little bit more hands-on things. And thank you everyone for all the feedback, by the way, in my video the other day on the track that I'm creating. It seems like it was really, really well received. I don't think I actually saw anything negative at all. There was lots of positive stuff. Say it looked quite unique, a little bit different to the norm, and I got a whole bunch of Discord messages afterwards of people offering to help me with like collisions and stuff like that, so I do appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. I feel like I'm okay. I feel like I can do it all by myself at this point. It just takes time and effort in learning and actually bringing things to fruition. So let's actually get in first person camera here. Let's try and find my thumbs. We'll try and have a little bit of a few laps to warm up, and then we'll see how it goes. And I mean, there's a little bit of rough, which I'm not used to seeing on King track, which is very nice. I wonder if that's a little bit of a Reaper input there. And so far, the 450 seems I'm over jumping things a little bit. Can't lie. It does say on the MXB shop page that it's for all skill levels, and I did see that this is maybe a little bit of a moan. It depends who you are, I suppose. But I saw on the reviews, they was all 5-star except for one person who left a 2-star review. And I was really curious to see what they had to say. So I had a little scroll down, and they just said, in quotation marks, suitable for new players, and then out of quotation marks, my arse, as if to say that it's not suitable for new players. It was like, I couldn't do a lap without crashing, I've got 320 hours, blah, blah, blah. And it's, I don't know if it's a stubborn thing to say or what, but I just feel like that's a skill issue. In the nicest way possible. You can see so far, just by riding this track, if you've got 320 hours, I think you should be able to get around here without crashing. And I think if you are crashing every lap, it should be just take a second to step back and say, why am I crashing? Let me try and change things a little bit. And for a track to say that it's suitable for new players as well, that doesn't mean to say it's going to be as easy as Forest. It just means that if you are a newer player, you should still be able to get around the track no problem at all. And so far, seems very, very straightforward. We are going into literally lap number 2 here, so we'll see how it goes. I had my 2 little crashes at the start of the last lap, just third person things for me, and we'll see how the rest of it goes. I think, well, I've been sent a setup actually from Mr. Fatty Matty off for the Suzuki, because he saw that I was riding it, just trying to help me out a little bit, because we do have GPs literally starting tonight. It's today is the 19th of February, and tonight we've got the pre-season race, and I believe the GPs are going to be on Mondays when they actually start. I'm not sure if round 1 starts next week or if it's the week after, etc. But yeah, we've got pre-season tonight, which I'll be live streaming. I'm hoping it all goes fairly smoothly, because my internet's been a little bit flaky recently, and I don't know why. Luckily, it shouldn't affect anything on the EU side of things, but if I wanted to stay up and do NA as well, we could be in trouble, because for whatever reason, around maybe 1, 2 a.m. for me, the internet just completely goes for about 10 minutes and then comes back again across all devices. It's not just PC, so I'm not sure if my internet provider's just, you know, working on things at that time, and they're thinking, okay, there's nobody's meant to be up at this time. Let's just take the internet down and work on it while we can. But I haven't seen any like notices or anything, so it's very, very odd. Usually, if I was having internet troubles, I'd just blame it on the weather. But even surprisingly, for the UK weather, it's not been too bad the last week or so. So I'm not too sure what's up with that. I did notice, so I feel like we have this conversation, well, at least once a month or so on this channel now, where I've just got home from like a 4-hour drive. So get in the door, I bring the suitcase upstairs, turn all the power back on, get on the PC, record a video ready for hopefully 4 PM my time. It's currently 12:49, and I just quite like it. It feels like it's almost like a reset button gets hit when I do that, and I get really excited to come back and just play and stream the game again, because I'm aware that I've not streamed in over a week at this point. I want to say it's getting close to 2 weeks now, and that was mostly because of the DDoS issues with the servers. Like, I can't really do much from a multiplayer perspective when all the servers are down, and I can do a little bit of testing here and there, but that just gets boring. You know, I like playing this game online with people or against people. That's just the competitive side coming out. When it comes to like sitting in testing for ages, you know, whether it's running hot laps or just generic practice for GPs, it doesn't really do it for me. So whenever I do practice on this game, I like to rock up online, whether it's in public lobbies with you guys, or if not, I'll run some sort of an alias online so people don't know it's me, so I don't get targeted. But I'm glad they're up again. I was checking Discord on my phone while I was away. I did see, did it go down again for a short period of time? I swear I saw people complaining, but then I haven't actually looked today, to be honest. I haven't seen it go on any longer than that, so it should be okay. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll see if the servers go down again. Unfortunately, there's just some very sad people in the community that don't want other people to have fun, which is a big shame. You know, a lot of people take time out of their day to do these races and try and enjoy it, and it doesn't affect me too much because I wouldn't be doing anything else anyway. But for people that take time out of their day to like host it, or maybe people rush home from work early, or they put off going out with friends, for example, to race it, it's a little bit sad for them. But oh, survive that, please. Oh, lovely stuff. So far, this track's actually been really nice and really flowy, and I expect no less from a King MX track. They all have that same sort of feel. It's definitely not as fast as I expected it to be. I thought it'd be wide open, but where he's got these little bits of rough dotted in here, there, and everywhere, it does slow you down a bit, but in a good way. It's not like the bike goes crazy out of control at all. It's very nice and stable, and whilst it's not perfect GP track practice sort of track, because I think the GPs are going to be rough on this, it's nice to not play a track that's perfectly smooth, just to get you used to outdoors a little bit more. And we don't really have that many good tracks for practicing GPs outside of the last GPs, if that makes sense. And apparently JV has said that the track's going to be different this year. Weird front end tuck. The track's going to be much different this year compared to last year, just in terms of how they're built. And I think what it means by that is to do with the roughness. Because if the 2007 Glen Helen track that he released on the store not that long ago, or I think it's called San Bernardino on there, is anything to go by, if they're all that level of rough, I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to love it. Just get to slow down and pick your way around the track. I think some people might struggle a little bit because they're not used to slowing down so much. Like Nationals in the past has historically been very, very quick on this game, and last year's tracks, they're wide. A lot of them are very wide open. Like tracks like Argentina, for example, especially on a 250, you can basically duct tape your right trigger down and just hold it wide open everywhere. Sand tracks are obviously really, really fast too, but I give them a little bit of a free pass because you have to try and focus on basically just being smooth and jumping around the entirety of the track rather than just being on smooth ground. I found it wide open is a little bit different, but I am excited for outdoors, especially knowing that JV, Helm Machine, and Stony are all kind of working on things together. It's nice. It means that I think the quality of track should be even better, if that's possible. I've not watched the Hawkston preview lap, although I know it's out. I got a Discord notification on my phone, I think it was last night that it had been out, so I'll give that a watch when we've wrapped things up here. I'm just very excited for the season. One thing, I don't know why, doesn't even matter how hard you try. One thing that I know, I'm sorry, that was a bit cringy. I'm meant to be going to Qatar in March. That's meant to be one of the prizes for the Milan, like the LAN event in Milan, where I've got P2. I think Cam I don't know if Cam's going, actually. I think I mentioned somewhere he said he might not go. But then myself and then also Aiden, we all won tickets to the MotoGP in Qatar. And I think it goes from like the 8th to the 10th of March, something like that. So it's actually really, really close. It's only about 3 weeks away. I've not heard anything else from it. They asked the details about like sending passports over and things like that, just to get it all booked, which I've done, and I've not heard anything since. But if it does happen, then that's going to be a Friday and a Monday that I'm missing out on. So I'm actually going to miss probably one of the GP rounds, and I'm probably also going to miss one of the Supercross rounds, which really sucks. Which it didn't dawn on me until I was laying in bed last night thinking about it, and I was like, oh damn, that's a bit of an L. So thankfully, I'm not in any sort of points contention in Supercross right now. I've dropped off a fair bit. I think I'm sitting in about P5, something like that. But it's always a shame when you miss around, because we don't get to have the luxury of like dropped rounds, dropped points, or anything like that. It's every single point matters. So it's a shame. But how often do you get a chance to go to Qatar with it all paid for? Not very often. So I'm going to have to make the most of that opportunity whilst I can. And I just apologise for probably missing a weekend's worth of streaming for you boys. I really do. I've noticed I have cased that double almost every single time. Oh, shout out to the Alexander PCs. Reaper's getting the sponsors in there. You love to see it. I haven't seen any Linz banners around here just yet, Mr. Reaper Doc. And I did put a Reaper Doc banner on my track. I'm just throwing that out there, by the way. I've not seen any Linz ones just yet. Let's see if we can get over this double. Let's try and stretch it out. Oh, okay, that's actually much smaller than I thought it was. I've just been a goober previously, I guess, and not been able to hit these jumps properly. Overall, it's fairly flowy track. It's what I expect from King, to be honest. I don't expect much else. He's already set the bar in terms of how his tracks just ride and feel, and it's definitely got his, I guess, signature kind of feel and how the jumps are built. So it's going to be a good job all around, which does make me excited to see what else they're going to be working from in the future, because I know that Reaper does have a few different ideas out there. When I think of it more like the Supercross track, the Reaper Doc pre-season Supercross track, where, you know, it wasn't your kind of standard track. There's just little bits here and there that he can do differently. So I'm excited to see what tracks come out from him in the future and see what his brain can brew up for us. But really, really cool. It's nice seeing like such, I guess, staple figures of the community getting involved a little bit more. Now what we need to see, I want a Reaper Doc creation himself, not made by King. I want a Reaper Doc track by Reaper Doc, and we'll see how that one comes out. I think that would be really, really exciting. They just take a lot of time. I don't know how much free time that man has these days. He does a hell of a lot, whether it's videos for YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or just, you know, shorts as well, which is also on YouTube. The man does not put it down. You gotta respect the work ethic. I could definitely learn a thing or two about that, because I definitely rest on my laurels a little bit more than I should do. So we will, I think we'll wrap things up there. Just a good track, just solid all around. I'm not sure what else I can say. I think most people know what they're getting when they download a King track at this point, and it does not disappoint at all. And it'll be interesting to see it pop up in some public lobbies. I hope the fact that it's a paid track doesn't stop it from shining as it should do. I feel like I might have missed the hype where I'm like 2 days late from release, but I can't help it. I was away, didn't take my laptop with me, didn't think I'd need to. But, you know, you can't win every single time. So that'll do it from me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Please do drop a like if you did. It means a lot. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. I very much appreciate it. And have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you guys are up to. Catch you all tonight, hopefully, for some MXGP pre-season racing. See you next time. Peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want. I got salt to beat with my